For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record, yeah. For the record, yeah. For the record, yeah. For the record, for the record, for the record.
Okay, you guys, we're gonna start off here with 3 medium sweet potatoes. Yes, this recipe can be bumped up and it can be, you can actually multiply it if you want to make a bigger pan, but I'm just gonna do 3 sweet potatoes just to get you guys an idea of what I'm doing. I'm gonna go ahead and move my garbage bowl over. You guys forgive me. I live in Virginia and I live very close to a military base and they are always flying. So there's never a good time to do a voiceover here, but I'm gonna keep on pushing. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take this cheap peeler that I have. As you can see, it's an old Betty Crocker one that I bought from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to go ahead and peel these sweet potatoes, and I'm going to go ahead and take my knife and I'm going to cut off those pointy ends. If you have pointy ends on your sweet potato, you can choose to keep them or discard them. I like a cleaner cut to my sweet potatoes, so I usually go ahead and cut them and discard them. Go ahead and remove as much of the peel as you can without compromising your potato. So once you finish peeling your potato, it's going to look a little something like this. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of them peeled, and I went ahead and rinsed them off, and this is what we have here. I have my little aluminum pan. It's not very thick, it's not very big, just enough to give you an idea as to what we're gonna do. So make sure you get one of your sharper knives and go ahead and slice up your sweet potatoes. I like a round cut, so I'm gonna keep them like this. You can definitely cut them into squares, or you can cut them in half, like moon shape. I'm gonna give them about a 1/2 inch slice. You can cut them as thin or as thick as you like. I usually try for a 1/2 inch. It's kind of lopsided. This one right here is about what we're going for, about a 1/2 inch thick. If you want them thicker, you can definitely cut them thicker. If you want them thinner, definitely cut them thinner. So I'm going to go ahead and place those into my pan. But if you do happen to have a bigger circle and that's too big for you, just go ahead and cut it in half like that. But these are absolutely fine. So that's what we're working with for those sweet potatoes.
Okay, a lot of these recipes call for some of the same ingredients. When you're using sweet potatoes, when you're using pumpkin, a lot of them call for the same ingredients. Usually clove, ginger if you like that spice, and nutmeg, and of course cinnamon. But for me, I'm a cinnamon person. I do like clove, I mean not so much, but I absolutely despise the taste of nutmeg. So in this recipe I will not be putting nutmeg because I don't like it. A lot of my family members don't like it as well. But if you like it, please go ahead and add in a 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. If you like clove, you can add in a 1/4 teaspoon of clove. And if you like ginger, you can add in a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger. Because ginger it has a spice kick to it. So you have to have a taste for ginger in order to put it in here. Yes, I do like ginger and I will be putting it in this recipe. I will be adding a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger and a 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. Now, just to let you guys know, like I said, most of the recipes that you have that require pumpkin, any type of sweet dessert that requires pumpkin or sweet potatoes, they all have the same spice. And if you want to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, I don't know if you guys can see this. I don't know. Are you going to focus? Pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice, if you look on the back, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but just let me read it to you. The ingredients in pumpkin spice are cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and allspice. Same ingredients that you would use. So to kill two birds with one stone, you can actually add a teaspoon of this and probably a half a teaspoon of cinnamon just to kick up the cinnamon flavor. But I'm going to use a teaspoon and a half of cinnamon. I'm going to use a fourth a teaspoon of ginger just to give it a little spice. All right.
All right, y'all, let's get this sauce cooking. We're going to use a full stick of salted butter. Yes, I said salted butter because you know salt brings out, or it enhances the sweetness of your sweet dishes. So if you were not to use salted butter and use unsalted, I would suggest a pinch, just a pinch of salt. We're going to go ahead and melt this butter completely down. Now, once our butter is melted completely down, it's going to look like this. And we're going to go in with our next ingredient to make this candy sauce, which is going to be white granulated sugar. We're going to use a cup of granulated sugar. I could not find my cup size measuring cup, so I'm using a half a cup measuring cup. I'm just going to put 2 of them in there. So next we're going to go in with our brown sugar. And we're going to use a half a cup of that. Now I'm going to take out my rubber spatula. I'm just going to press that down and get that butter and that brown sugar and white sugar melting together in this pan. I'm just going to make sure I keep it moving. You guys, it is very important that you make sure you keep this sugar moving. If you let it sit and it burns, it will taste extremely bitter. You do not want to burn sugar. It does not taste good at all. So the entire time you're cooking this, don't let it sit for any more than a couple of seconds, because the butter will help your sugar to burn very quickly. So continue to keep it moving in the pan. If you happen to see some brown sugar chunks, you can go ahead and press those out, and so that they will mix in properly with the rest of this mixture. Now we're going to go in with our seasonings. I have a teaspoon and a half of cinnamon and a fourth a teaspoon of ginger. I'm going to go ahead and give that a good mix and make sure that it's well incorporated in our sugars. Now, mixing up sugars and butter, sometimes it makes you feel like it's not going to come together, but it will come together. Just continue to keep it moving around in the pan, keep stirring it and folding it on top of itself, as you see me doing here. Now I'm going to go in with this beauty right here. Maple syrup has a very rich flavor. I would suggest you adding this. Now you can make this without maple syrup, but I would not suggest you doing so. Go ahead and add in about a tablespoon of maple syrup and make sure you mix that in very well. That will kick up the flavor, the rich flavor of your candy sauce. To me, it is a must. Some people don't like the flavor of maple, but it really complements these sweet potatoes well. So go ahead and mix that in really, really good. Now you guys be very careful, because at this point it is starting to bubble. This is lava. This is hot enough that if it gets on your skin, you're definitely going to have at least a 2nd degree burn, if not worse. So you go ahead and cut your eye off and add in about a teaspoon of vanilla extract and mix that in very well. And at this point, you guys, once you mix that vanilla extract in well, you are done. You have created a very delicious candy sauce. So now we're going to go ahead and get this ready for our sweet potatoes. You're just going to go ahead and take your candy mixture and drizzle it or pour it over your sweet potatoes, just like so. And make sure you get your spatula out. Don't leave any of that delicious sauce behind. Now this is enough sauce to have made more sweet potatoes than I did here, but it's also very versatile. You can add more sauce if you have more sweet potatoes, or if you need to make a larger batch and you need to add, or you're having a large, spread for Thanksgiving, go ahead and double the recipe. You can even triple it depending on how much you need. Now you're going to go ahead and take your aluminum foil and cover up your pan, and we're going to put this in a 350 degree oven. The total bake time will be about 1 hour and 15 to 1 hour and 30 minutes. Now I went ahead and removed these sweet potatoes halfway through, and no, they are not done. And yes, the steam did burn my hand. So I'm going to go ahead and take my spoon and just go ahead and baste the top sweet potatoes. This is not a necessity. This is just me being extra. You can go ahead and move those sweet potatoes around and take the ones at the top and put them on the bottom, just to make sure that everybody is, soaking up that great flavor. Of course, like I said, this is not necessary because they're going to soak up the flavor anyway. I do, as you can see, have lots of that candy sauce at the bottom. And once I finish playing with my sweet potatoes, I'm going to go ahead and cover them back up and put them back in the oven for about another 30 to 45 minutes. And right at the end, maybe the last 15 minutes, I did take out my sweet potatoes and remove the aluminum foil and let them get a little bit of color to them. And this is what they look like when they come out of the oven. You guys, these sweet potatoes definitely have a place on your Thanksgiving table. Here I go playing with that candy sauce again. I promise you, that sauce is so good. If you do not believe me, take a teaspoon, blow it off, because you still need your gums and everything to be intact, because this stuff is lava. Like I said, just taste a little bit of it. It is so flavorful. This recipe is so versatile. You can definitely add marshmallows to this. You can add any kind of nuts, walnuts, pecans, whatever your family likes. You can definitely add things to your sweet potato. You can add rum flavoring to kick it up a notch. I'm just saying, these sweet potatoes are delicious. They definitely have a place on your Thanksgiving table. Your company will be pleased, and they probably will ask you to make them again next year. Now, I made these sweet potatoes for the following day, for the following meal that we were having the next day. I went ahead and made them today, and they do hold up very well overnight in the refrigerator. I did move them over to a different container to refrigerate them overnight, just giving you guys an up close look. Please do not let anybody convince you that you need to boil your sweet potatoes ahead of time, because you do not. You can slice them up and they will hold their shape when you get ready to serve them. Now this is the container that I did move them to cool off so that I can put them in the refrigerator. And yes, I am spooning over my candy sauce. I am not gonna let any of that go to waste, you guys. That candy sauce is good. Like, you can drink it. It's good. You'll probably have stomachache from all the sugar, but you can definitely drink that. Alright. Not letting none of my sauce go to waste, y'all. I want to thank you guys for joining me today for this episode of the what's wrong with me? For this episode of the Thanksgiving Side Series. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified for any more upcoming videos that I post. And until next time, you guys,